Following his first battle with the Zodiac task force, Starkron revels in their defeat and the vile satisfaction that he has caused Scorpio to betray them. Having discovered the vault on Etheria, Starkron has allowed himself some reprieve after the task force slipped through his fingers. Meanwhile, his queen, Necrostella, is using her spies, the winnowing birds, from throughout the forest to help her locate their fallen lieutenant, Vocan.
What do your spies show you?
I have found him, my love. He is just south of our location. He appears to be badly hurt and barely conscious.
Take Scorpio and retrieve him.
Taking the fresh meat.
Touch me and I'll slice your fingers off.
Touch my queen, and you shall have me to answer to. Now go and find Vocan. If he is unconscious, carry him. If he dies, raise him. I cannot allow his strength to go to waste.
Yes, my lord.
Perhaps there is something else of value in this vault.
As Necrostella and Scorpio leave to retrieve Vocan, let us look into the starship Cancer as the task force, who smoothly navigated the Iarina belt, are nearing their destination of Draxel.
Well, pretty lady, I'd say you and I make quite the flying duo. One might call us a couple. Oh, she's so into the Libra man. It's probably because we make the best flying pair in the galaxy.
I'd say so. I didn't lose my lunch heading through the belt that time.
You're right, Vance. I even got a little nap.
Yeah, yuck it up, Chucklenux. You alright, Crix? You've been awfully quiet since we made the corridor. It's a little unlike you.
No, I'm not okay. I don't understand how all of you are even laughing and pretending that this is some sort of victory. We lost a member of our team. We failed. I failed. I failed this crew, and I failed Draxel.
What do you mean, Mr. Leo? We got the ship and the cure, so we're good. That was the mission.
Yes, you're right. That was our mission, but we almost died, and Scorpio didn't even come back with us. I can't sit here and celebrate when I look at all of you so beaten up. And every time I look at that empty seat, I'm reminded that we left a man behind. The only reason we got away from Starkron is because Cancer saved us. When Draco attacked, Alara was taken. If it hadn't been for King Consta, who knows if she'd even be alive now. The King's in a coma because of that. As a team, we have been sent on 2 missions, and both times I have failed to unite us, or let alone be an adequate leader.
Crix, come on, man. You know that's not true. You know it's not like that.
Libra's right. Scorpio's choice to join Starkron was his own. No one could have changed that. Remember what I said? He was always a dark horse who treaded the line.
Yeah, who cares how we got away from Starkron? All that matters is that we got what we went for and we're still alive.
Enough, Alara! All of you, just leave me alone. I don't need you all here coddling me like a child. We're almost home. I'll be in the debrief room, alone. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us return now to Etheria, where it appears Necrostella and Scorpio have located Vocan. Due to his wounds, he has only managed to travel a few hundred meters from the battlefield, hidden behind a large glassberry bush.
Vocan, get up, you fool!
Necrostella?
Yes, get up. Starkron commands your presence.
Yes,
My lady. I mustn't disappoint, Master. My lady, look out behind you. It's one of the task force.
Be calm, Vocan. Our new friend here has decided to prolong his life by joining our Lord Starkron in his quest for glory. Isn't that right, Scorpio?
Yeah, I'm here to help bring down those glore bags on the task force. It's time to weed out the weaklings on Draxel.
I see. Well then, for our new ally. That's for doing this to me.
Why you?
Enough! Come along, Dregs. We must not keep Starkron waiting.
Puny child.
That glore bag is definitely going on my list.
After a short walk, our three ne'er-do-well miscreants are reunited with Starkron, who has already begun searching through the vault.
My lord and love, we have returned.
Ah, Vocan. I see you are still alive. Barely.
I have failed you. I was unable to stop the task force. I am weak. I am a blight on your glory. I am a...
Enough! Stop your foolish blubbering! I sent you! Are you saying that I am a failure?
No, my lord. Of course not.
Then get up! Your wails of incompetence sicken me! I have underestimated Capricorn's task force Zodiac, but never again. Besides, it wasn't a complete failure. We now possess the vault, as well as a former member of the Umbra Militum. We will now have more inside knowledge on Draxel than I could have ever dreamed.
Let us now turn to Draxel, where the Zodiac task force is landing at their headquarters next to Castle Draxel. Waiting for them, we find General Capricorn and Princess Virgo.
Oh, mama! Oh man, I can't wait to set my feet back on Draxilian soil, hop on down to some bars and drink some brewskis. Whew! And let's not even forget about the ladies.
I just want to sleep in my own bed.
Setting your bar a little low there, little man.
Welcome back, Task Force.
I see you have successfully completed your mission. Great job, team.
Oh, come on, General. Did you really have any doubts? Come on, give me a little fist bump. Actually, you wanna know what? Judging by your face, I say you did have a few doubts. Guessing it's in the me department.
Leo, where is Scorpio?
Things went a little off kilter on Etheria. Starkron offered us all a chance to join him. Scorpio, he took the offer.
What? Crixus! How on Draxel could you have let that happen? I put my reputation on the line when I made you the leader of this crew. I thought you were ready for the responsibility of leading this crew.
But General...
Did I give you permission to speak? Perhaps I have made a mistake here.
Ma'am, I don't think you're getting the whole story. If you would just listen.
No, you listen. Everyone march into the battle room. We need to discuss this now. So, what happened?
Well, ma'am, after we left Draxel, we made it through the Iarina meteor belt about as smooth as possible. Because of yours truly.
Well, we didn't hit anything, but I wouldn't exactly say smooth.
You can say that again.
Oh, General, don't kids just say the darndest of things? Anyway, Alara and Vance, thank you for your comments. Once we got near Etheria, a horde of Sidera Mortis came flying at us on meteors. I dodged as much as I could, and these guys were even helping me on the guns. But by the end, we were barely able to make another happy landing happen.
It's true. They were coming from all directions. They must have seen us break through the meteor belt.
And then what happened once you landed?
We used the device that Iborian gave us to locate the vault, but we were intercepted by... I don't know who he was. One of Starkron's servants, I think.
Alara felt like we were being watched. I used the spell of sight and noticed that the birds were staring at us with dead glowing eyes. Starkron must have been watching us through the bird somehow and sent that guy after us.
Brought a bunch of dead people with him and attacked us.
He had us backed against the doors of the vault. Things weren't looking great for us. But Alara remembered the special attacks that the princess told us about. We used our powers together, and we were able to defeat the Horde and Starkron's lieutenant.
It was some real quick thinking by the little lady. And even that doggone Scorpio. Or Ven, or Turncoat Traitor, whatever you want to call him. He helped us defeat him.
So Starkron knew of your location almost immediately. What happened after your battle with his lackey?
After the battle, Leo let us into the vault so we could find the core sec and the ship. We looked around for a while but couldn't find it. The map Iborian gave Leo was destroyed in the battle. Luckily, the twins were able to use a locator spell.
It was nothing.
Almost immediately after we located the ship, we heard a huge blast coming from where we entered the vault, and no, I'm not even talking about my heart when I saw Flavia. She ran some sort of scan and detected a large amount of energy that had been launched at the entrance.
It was Starkron. He was with some woman. I think she was some kind of witch.
Necrostella.
So her evil name matches her evil personality, huh?
They attacked us, and we were doing well. Alara and Vance used some kind of force field to give us enough time to regroup and use our special attacks. That witch, Necrostella, did you say her name was? She fell, but Starkron... somehow he was still standing.
It was unbelievable. All of our special abilities combined barely made him flinch. He blocked them with his weapon somehow. Then he released his own special ability on us. I've never felt such pain in my life.
After he had attacked us, we were all still alive, obviously, but he offered us a place by his side. And that's when that dastardly Scorpio decided to leave us.
We tried to talk him out of it, but he wouldn't listen.
He said he was through protecting people who didn't know what it meant to shed blood for others. He said he was through holding back, and he just walked away from us.
Like we meant nothing to him.
Starkron was going to attack us again to try and get the Shadow Chaser, but Alara acted quickly and bound him with some chains made of energy, or was it magic?
Alara? You were able to stop Starkron on your own.
No. Vance helped me with the spell. I just used what I learned from the Arch Sorcerer.
Vance?
Well, I did help her with the binding spell, but it was her idea. She's always been really good with Kel's energy.
Whatever it was, it appeared to be making Starkron very weak. It bought us enough time to get aboard Cancer and get out of here.
That is excellent information. Though, it appears to me that out of this whole crew, Alara is the only one who kept her head. Leo, I am removing you from leader of this team.
I'm sorry, what?
Given the information I have from this last mission, I would happily put Alara in charge. But she is much too young for that. Effective immediately, Sagittarius, you are the new leader of the Zodiac Task Force.
No.
Did you just say no to me? Need I remind you that I am the commanding officer here?
With all due respect, ma'am, Leo is not to blame here. Ven was bad news from the start. We all knew that, but we had no choice but to use his talents as we were thrust into the heat of battle. Leo kept us together and succeeded in the mission parameters, despite our lack of intel and being against a superior opponent.
I must concur with him, General. You expected too much of him. Given the conditions of the mission, perhaps this is to be expected.
Everyone is dismissed. I will deliberate on this and deliver my answer later.
Hello, Capricorn. Or perhaps I should say General now.
Flavia. Oh, how good it is to hear your voice. I'm so very sorry about all that has happened to you.
Don't be. I volunteered for this, and I'm at peace with my decision. Zoltrax never got his hands on this, and now, thanks to your son's team, neither will Taurus, or Starkron as he prefers now.
Maybe, but at what cost?
No one is at fault for Starkron's actions but Starkron. The new Zodiac task force has done the galaxy a great justice by removing not only myself and this ship, but the cortical resuscitator from his reach.
I know that. I just hate seeing my son lose a member like I did. It feels like old wounds are being torn open again.
I'll say it again, General. No one is at fault for Starkron's actions but Starkron. Nothing you or anyone else could have done would have changed the outcome. He sought power and glory, and he felt the task force was holding him back, so he left. Your son must be allowed to make mistakes. Look at how much you have accomplished since Starkron left your ranks.
General, I have to agree with Cancer. I believe removing Leo would be an incredibly rash decision.
Princess, what are you doing here?
I followed you as I felt you handled yourself poorly in the battle room. I also think you're making a mistake.
Flavia, you could have warned me she was coming.
I saw no need. I know she was with you. Who are you now?
Princess Virgo.
She's the new Forge Master.
Then she is most welcome aboard. As you were saying, my lady.
Perhaps what the task force needs is simply more training? They did accomplish their mission after all.
What am I going to do with him?
General, I think you might have been too hard on your son. Don't forget that before he even had his weapon, Trismegustus and I knew he was the next Leo.
Perhaps you were right, Princess. It's just so hard to see him go through exactly what I went through. Maybe I will give him just one more chance. But you have made one great point, Virgo. More training is a must. We will get the task force into proper shape.
Perhaps I can talk to Leo, give him a little insight on leading and help steer him in the right direction.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Then I will take my leave. I believe you two have some catching up to do.
Yes, we do. I believe the last time we spoke was before our mission to Etheria. I was questioning your choice of a future husband.
I told you to watch it then, and I mean it now. Merrick was a good man, and I got Leo out of him.
Was?
Let's not spoil our reunion with sadness, Flavia. If I wanted to talk about sadness, we'd be talking about your dating life.
After this debriefing, the Noble Council of Draxel assembles. Now that the Zodiac Task Force has returned from Etheria with both the Cortical Resuscitator as well as the Shadow Chaser vessel, Cancer, the nobles meet to discuss these new technologies at their disposal. Let us listen in.
Order! I call this meeting to order. We would be foolish to subject our king to this cortical resuscitator without further research and inspection. How are we to know that it will work? King Consta is barely alive. One small mistake and Draxel loses its beloved leader.
Noble Aquario makes a very good point. I think we should wait until we know more about this new technology.
But the point of sending the task force to retrieve this technology was to use it on the king. Retrieving the item was one of the best reasons for going. Are we now going to be so suspicious of our allies, the Etherians, that we can't trust that it will work?
I agree with the General. We went based on the promise of this device. We now have the technology to bring the king back to consciousness. Then, All you need do is touch the Soul Forge stone. Why not use it?
And what if something unforeseen happens and the king dies? Then his blood is on all our hands, not just Draco's. I, for one, am not willing to have that happen just because some of us are too impatient to make sure this machine is safe for us to use on him.
Oh, I don't understand the rush anyway. No one has seen or heard news of Eden since King Consta disposed of Draco. Perhaps he died after the battle. Oh, who cares? As long as my villas are safe, I can sleep soundly.
Yes, he could have died, but not seeing or hearing from him doesn't assure us of the fact that he's dead. The fact that his body was never found actually suggests otherwise. I believe that it is of the utmost importance that we get the king back to health in case of another attack.
Noble English, you have been quiet on this matter. What say you?
I do see the urgency here, but I have to agree with nobles Aquario and Ares. I fear for our kingdom, but I fear for it even more if our king suffers an accidental death, especially if it is perceived to be through the fault of this council. How would the people of Draxel trust us after that?
And you, Noble Munro?
I too agree with Noble Aquario. The kingdom is in a fragile state as it is. The loss of a king could prove to be a massive blow and could drive more citizens to join the anomaly.
So that's it then. We sit around and do absolutely nothing.
General, I find it very discouraging that you think ensuring the king's safety is doing nothing.
Yes, I would think that you should be more careful with making such rash decisions. We all heard what happened to the fragmented Zodiac task force due to such decisions. And let's not forget that your reputation is still on the line because of this Leo situation.
How dare you? I have...
Enough! We are all supposed to be on the same side here, not picking at each other's mistakes. Despite this, Ares has given me an idea. Capricorn, you yourself had said that your son needs more training. Why not use the Zodiac task force to help him hunt down the anomaly and see if they could find out more information on Eden?
Ah, what an excellent idea. Though perhaps not the entire team should be used for this. It seems to me that it would be wise to use only 1 or 2 members as to help keep this quiet. We don't need the whole kingdom to see the task force Zodiac looking under rocks and behind corners.
Oh, that is a good idea. Oh, I'm glad I thought of it.
As for the information you presented about Starkron's weaknesses to Chaos Magic General, it is my understanding that the Gemini twins, Alara and Vance, have been banished from the Kelnor School of Magic. Is this true?
Yes, it is. To hear it from the Arch-Sorcerer, they destroyed a very valuable magical artifact while they were in his office without permission.
Then perhaps we should offer to repay the value of the artifact and plead from the council to take them back under his tutelage. It is of incredible importance that we learn more about Kel's magic.
Let us put it to a vote then. All those in favor of using the Zodiac Task Force to seek out the anomaly and Eden, while we look further into using the cortical resuscitator?
Aye.
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 Nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it. Those in favor of using council funds to make a plea to the Arch-Sorcerer to take back the Gemini twins as students.
Aye.
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 The ayes have it again, and it is settled. General Capricorn, pick who you think is best for the task at hand, and send out those members to seek out the anomaly. We will reach out to the Arch-Sorcerer and offer repayment, as well as a plea from the full council. I will then assemble a team of our best scientists and technicians Draxel has to offer, and we will research this cortical resuscitator. We will convene again when it is deemed safe to use on King Conster. I call this meeting adjourned.
While the Noble Council is holding a meeting that ultimately determines the fate of the Zodiac Task Force, Princess Virgo meets with Leo in the barracks.
Crixus, Leo, do you have a moment to talk?
Princess? Yeah, I suppose. Please, sit.
You need to understand that no one blames you for the loss of Scorpio. Sagittarius was right. We all knew he had it in him. We were just in desperate times, and it was a gamble that had to be taken.
I believe General Capricorn would beg to differ.
The General has held you to higher standards than the rest of the task force for 2 reasons. First and foremost, because you are her son. She feels like she needs to be harder on you so she doesn't seem like she's playing favorites. Secondly, she still blames herself for Starkron leaving the task force when she was leading it. She has always buried that shame within herself. Today, it flared out because she saw herself in you.
Well, she wasn't wrong. I'm not ready for the responsibility of leading the team.
Yes, you are. Do you remember when Draco attacked the city? I found you and Jason, Libra, being beaten by one of Koa Eden's thugs using a pair of proton punches.
Yeah, I remember. You threw me a stone, and it was the first time I used the special attack King of Beasts.
Do you remember me calling you Leo? That was before the task force had even been assembled. Being in the royal lineage not only gives me the ability to craft weapons using the Soulforged stone, it also gives me the ability to see a person's potential. I knew you were to be the next leader of the Zodiac Task Force before you even spoke to Trismegustus.
You did?
Yes, I did, and I still see that potential in you. You took a group of people who have just met, went to Etheria, and triumphed over Starkron, the most powerful being in the galaxy. In the first battle of what is sure to be a war, you brought back the 2 most advanced pieces of technology that Draxel has ever seen. And each member of the task force that returned did so alive and well. If that is a failure, then I'm not sure how to judge the measure of success.
I guess you have a point. It just feels like so much has happened so fast. And Scorpio turning like that took me by surprise. I just thought he was thick-skinned and hard-headed. I never thought he would betray us for Starkron.
Yes, it is a bit of a blow to lose him, and now Starkron has a former member of Draxel's most elite Black Ops group. However, as I said, you also brought back a ship that can help aid us against Starkron, as well as another member of the task force, not to mention the cortical resuscitator that will bring my father back to consciousness. Your mother will calm down and see reason, I assure you.
I hope you're right.
I am. In the meantime, I suggest that you stop sulking and present yourself to the rest of the team as their leader. This is no way for the mighty Leo of the Zodiac Task Force to be acting.
You're absolutely right. I need to lead the team by example. We all start hitting training very hard. We will be the best task force Draxel has ever seen.
That's the spirit.
Let us cast our comfortable gaze now back to Etheria, where we see Starkron and his lieutenants searching through the vault. Starkron and his inner circle are overseeing the Sidera Mortem of the Karis Horde search through the crates to find a weapon which will give Starkron the advantage against his foes. What treasures will they find?
Is this all useless?
But, my lord, these weapons are better than anything I've ever seen before. We can put them to use.
He is right, my love. We can replicate these and build up our army.
Silence! Yes, these weapons can be used to help our conquest. But they will be all but useless against the Clordock Rangers, as well as the Zodiac Task Force. They left the vaults with one of the most advanced pieces of technology in the galaxy! No matter. My queen, command the Horde to bring the contents of this vault back to... Wait. What is this?
What is it, Master?
No. Can it be?
What is it, my king?
Vocan!
Yes, my lord.
Come place your hand upon this.
But my lord...
I will not repeat myself.
Right away, Master.
How do you feel? Describe what is happening.
I feel better. All of my wounds are gone.
It appears the Ethereans were working on their own version of the Soulforged Stone. The task force has led us straight to their undoing. Vocan, have the Horde carry this back to the throne room.
At once, my lord. Zedela Mortem, bring the stone.
Necrostella, when we return to the palace, find Senator Fertus.
Of course, my liege.
Scorpio, gather up the Senator's family and put them aboard a transport vessel to Draxel.
What? I'll kill him!
Do it.
Who said that?
Fool, do not question me. You will do well to understand, Scorpio. I do not take being questioned lightly, and I do not repeat myself. Is that clear?
Yes, my lord. Right away, my lord.
My own soul-forged stone. Soon, the entire galaxy will be mine.
Back on Draxel, it is the middle of the night. Most of the residents of the capital city of Thraxus have been asleep for hours. But in a chamber beneath the castle, something sinister is taking place.
Sir, we have him. What's this? This isn't a wine cellar. Where is the rare Anatita vintage?
I have it here, Ares. But I need something in exchange. A wine this exquisite and rare is only for the dedicated.
What do you mean?
All I ask is for your loyalty in these most trying times. You can start by giving me him.
My god.
What? Sir, I...
Shut him up! Sir!
I don't have many to spare, you know.
What's more important to you? Status and power? Or some lowly guard?
Well, when you put an offer like that on the table...
Good. Now, put him on the table.
Yes, sir.
Is that Corsic? Is that... Stars? What are you...
Good. Now, turn on the machine, and let's see if it works.
Lord Aquario, I...
Be quiet.
What? Where am I?
Welcome back to the world of the living, Draco.
Well, hey there. If it isn't my favorite listener in the entire galaxy, you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for your lesson learned. Today, we have the princess herself here. What do you say, Princess Virgo?
On today's episode, we saw General Capricorn lose her temper and say some things to her son that she didn't truly mean. Sometimes, when we lose our tempers, we say things without thinking. This can damage relationships with friends and family. Remember, when you're in a situation where you might start talking without thinking, take a deep breath and collect yourself before you proceed. Treating those we love with respect is of the utmost importance.
That's right, little lady. Well, thank you all for stopping by, and we'll see you next time on Zodiac Task Force.